everything.
Said things
Hoover
that
Institute.
I know are factually wrong. This is
Name
coming
one.
from research.
Name one.
That life expectancy has increased for every group in America.
Since 1900, which is what I said.
Well, since 2000, it has not increased for
Because
white
they're
men.
making bad choices.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you are meeting me for the first time, my name is Clad and it is so nice to meet you. You guys, we have another video here and this is titled Charlie Kirk Triggers BLM Clad White Liberal. When I see this title, I'm like, oh boy, here we go again. You guys, I cannot wait to check this out. I don't know, is this one of the college or campus stores? But anyways, let's dive right in.
Life expectancy has increased over time, which we would expect. But for one group, since 2000s up until now, life expectancy has actually decreased. This is middle-aged white men. The reason for this is actually mostly self-induced.
Sure, so life expectancy has nearly doubled since 1900.
No, I'm talking about specifically
right,
for white
so,
men since 2000,
correct. So if
who
you
are
could
middle-aged.
let me finish the sentence without getting 6 words into it, I let you talk about whatever you wanted to talk about. The byproduct of why white men are having lower life expectancy since 2000 is self-induced.
Can you slow down? I'm sorry, it's
Am
hard
I talking too fast for you?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
you are actually.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I'll slow down. It is self-induced, meaning they are making bad choices. So America is a wonderful country because if you make good choices, you get rewarded, and if you make bad choices, you have bad things happen to you. So let me ask you a question. What is the primary cause of death for middle-aged white men?
No, so my question...
No, answer the question because you're a subject matter expert on this.
I know, that's what I was going to say. Can you clarify? You said the reason that this
making bad
issue
choices.
is that they are making bad choices.
So what is the primary...
This is the entire population of middle-aged white men.
Right, so if you can answer my question, since you're a subject matter expert on it, what is the primary cause of death for middle-aged white men?
Cancer or heart disease.
Heart disease. What is the
or heart disease. Everyone heard you say
what
it.
is the number one reason for heart disease?
Okay, so let's move along from that.
So are facts something you don't want to talk about tonight?
I am talking about facts, and what I was asking you is life expectancy for middle-aged men has decreased since 2000. This is a fact.
Because of heart disease, which is a byproduct.
No, I just said this study showed the reason life expectancy has decreased is attributed to, I agreed with you, those are the main causes of death, but the reason that life expectancy has decreased since 2000 is because of self-induced harm. And all I was saying is you made a claim that life expectancy has increased. It hasn't. And
Since
for this group,
1900,
that is mainly the demographic that is interested in
What was life
you.
expectancy in 1900?
What did you say? I'm sorry.
What was life expectancy in 1900?
Much lower. So it's
46
increased
years.
exponentially over time. It has
That
for
was
every
my
group.
point.
But then at 2000, there was a change. In 2000, there was a change.
Right.
And
it
for
was
men,
a change
they started
because
to
it was
decrease.
a byproduct of surpluses and having food everywhere at all times.
It has
and
nothing to
people
do with
making bad
obesity.
choices.
This is self-induced harm that is causing
Again,
this.
so let's walk through this. What is the number one cause of death for middle-aged white men?
That's not what I'm talking about. So I have another thing
Heart
to say.
disease. What is the number one precursor for heart disease?
So I think we've both made whatever point we wanted to make. So can I ask
I'm still trying to
second
figure out
question?
yours, but yes, please
That's
do.
okay. So my second question
And
is...
I would like to get to your shirt at some point too, but go ahead.
Yeah, it's a Black Lives Matter shirt. I feel like we are unable to have any sort of actual conversation, which is not what I came here thinking.
You are entitled to your own opinion. You are not entitled to your own facts.
These are not my own facts. I could provide studies and citations for everything I've said tonight. I haven't heard you do that.
I mean, everything, you can easily reference
You
everything.
said things
Hoover
that
Institute.
I know are factually wrong. This is
Name
coming
one.
from research.
Name one.
That life expectancy has increased for every group in America.
Since 1900, which is what I said.
Well, since 2000, it has not increased for white men.
Because they're making bad choices. Heart disease is the number one killer of middle-aged white men. What causes heart disease? Overeating, sedentary lifestyle, not working out, indulging in alcohol, and drugs too much, which is a byproduct of our amazing surpluses made possible by the free market system. You know what the number one cause of death in Venezuela is? Starvation. I would rather have a culture where we're trying to have people join gym memberships in a New Year resolution, not eat zoo animals.
Welcome to
Thank you for the conversation.
I'd like to talk about your shirt, though.
I would not like to talk about that.
Okay, well, the fact that the entire Black Lives Matter movement is built on factually incorrect and in identity politics try to separate America, would love to have a conversation about it, but it's good because your friend's wearing the same shirt, so we could talk about that. So, thank you for being here tonight. I mean that sincerely, but go ahead.
What do you think socialism is? Because I think you're misunderstood.
Socialism is what I see, which is the implementation of totalitarian control on the means of the best interest of people under the guise of the failed doctrine of Marx and Engels.
That's wrong.
Just because you say it wrong doesn't make you right.
Just because you say I'm wrong doesn't make you right.
No, it actually does, because everywhere socialism has been implemented, you've seen catastrophic human deaths.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know what socialism is.
Well, what makes you a subject matter expert on the 100 million people that have died?
Are you a subject matter expert on that?
I actually am.
Are you?
Yes.
Do you have a degree in it?
Just because you have a degree doesn't mean you know more than other people.
Do you do research on it?
Plenty, more than you.
Do you?
Yeah, let's talk about socialism and communism, because I can name all 75 failed Marxist examples on 5 continents over the last 100 years.
I think you're misunderstood as to what Marxism is.
So give me one example of where Marxism has been implemented successfully.
Socialism is worker, not government.
Okay, so give me one example of where that exists.
It doesn't exist right now.
No, you're wrong, actually, because in America, over 4 million people work in employee-owned companies. So the very model
that's not a
they
country.
Own the means of production. Yes,
no,
they own the company.
that's not a country based on socialist principles.
No, you're right. It's actually a free market country that allows your worldview to be implemented successfully and peacefully. So Publix, the largest grocery store in America, is employee-owned.
That's not socialism.
But you just said it's workers owning the means of production.
Yeah, in an entire
So you want to force that upon someone else,
No,
correct?
I don't.
So what if
I'm actually an anarchist.
So let's talk about this. Let's talk about it, though. So, it's okay. It's okay. She came here tonight. It's fine. So
Capitalism is antagonistic to anarchism, by the way.
Is anti what?
Is antagonistic. Can you hear me? Antagonistic to anarchism.
So you're an anarchist that is saying good things about socialism.
Yeah, because I believe in the communal ability of people to work together to come to the best.
So you have a lot of problems with the current system, right?
Basing an entire economic system on capital, on wealth, is not the best for each person in the world.
So you would want to live in a communal society, essentially, right? So why don't you go live like the Amish right now and go do it, because they live in a communal society?
That's not the point.
No, the point is you're advocating for a governmental worldview. I'm never going to tell you how to live your life. Why are you telling me how to live mine?
I'm not arguing for a governmental
You're arguing for a lack thereof one, which is one.
No.
Then why don't you go live like an anarchist off the grid? Why are you telling me how to live my life?
That's not off the grid. Anarchism isn't off the grid.
Well, why don't you go live like an anarchist right now?
Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm living by anarchist principles within a capitalist society, which means I'm fighting for anarchist principles.
So you're cool with a capitalist society because I'm allowing you to live like an anarchist.
No.
But then, hold on. So why do you want to tell me how to live?
I'm not telling you how to live.
Are you? So you're okay?
You're telling me how to live. I'm not telling you.
You're okay with me to have 3 houses and 6 yachts?
I don't think that's very cool, but.
Not cool, but you want to take them away from me?
No, I didn't say that.
So you'd be okay with me having $1 billion?
No.
So you're okay with? So then, what's wrong with the current system we live in again?
It is not based on the best outcome for each person. It's based on the wealthy getting wealth off of making the poorer poor.
Just because someone gets rich doesn't mean someone gets poor.
Yes, it does.
Explain that to me.
In this society, it does.
Explain that to me. When you bought your hat, who got poor?
The people who made the hat.
They voluntarily contributed their labor and they got paid for it.
No, they did not.
They didn't?
There's workers in other countries who are enslaved to make things that I'm wearing right now.
Then why would you buy it?
Because there's no other options in our capitalist country. There are no other options in our capitalist country.
That's totally and factually incorrect. Make your own clothes.
There aren't very many options for that.
Well, so what you're trying to say is you outsource your goods and services in a capital voluntary because you don't want to spend the time to go make your own clothes. No, what I'm trying to say is you're making the argument for you. I don't make my own clothes because I'm happy that someone in Southeast Asia gets a job so that I don't have to go make my own clothes. I'm actually really happy about that. Restate your question.
Nice.
Restate the question.
And then they burn alive in factories for making your clothes?
I'm really happy that Southeast Asia is experiencing economic renaissance, so I don't have to go make my own clothes. In fact, some of these clothes are made in Italy because they're quite expensive.
So you're happy that people burn alive in factories so you can buy your clothes for cheaper?
I think that's a wonderful thing.
Okay, you're happy that people burn alive in factories. That's what you just said. Thank you.
Thank you for your feeling-induced emotional argument, and henceforth, we prove it again.
Wow. The rich getting richer, the poor getting poorer. And he's like, okay, you bought your art. I bought this. Who became poor as you bought it? And she's like, there are people enslaved somewhere, right? to make whatever she's wearing. But Charlie's of the opinion that I'm glad someone had job. Enslave, yo. I'm glad someone has a job of making these clothes. They get paid for it. My brother works in a factory that make beverages. He works in a factory. And so when someone buys a carton of a dozen of that beverage for their family, I don't see a situation where my brother is getting poorer. He works in a factory. Thankfully, there is a job that allows that, right? And so he works in a factory. I'm trying to link what she was saying. I'm trying to, because this is my reality. So I'm trying to link it exactly to, so when someone buys three, two, let's not even say someone. Sometimes I tell my brother, oh, when this new product comes, you should tell me. And then I buy it. And I take that thing and I take that beverage and I'm like, my brother also made this. I don't know how me buying that thing in a supermarket now makes my brother poorer. How does it work? How? That's why when you see most of these people, you see them bring extreme cases. Now you're saying, I don't know, are there people enslaved to make things you're wearing? I don't know if they are there. But you're saying that is the majority. That for every piece of clothing you buy, or for anything you buy, there are people enslaved to make it. My brother is a factory worker. So I'm just trying to understand how she came to that conclusion. How she came to that conclusion. You guys, let me also know your own thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you think about it, and I'll see you right there.